Welcome to another episode of the Kat Mak Talk Show. I'm Kat Mak. I have Amanda Coleman with me. She used to be an anesthetist, a nurse. You call it CRNA, and I know that's your term in the US. But essentially, you kept living this life that you loved, but something was itching inside of you that I'd love you to share. And I'm going to talk about you in just a second. You are a second-time best-selling author. Congratulations on the Empower Her Powerhouse edition of the book. So if you haven't actually grabbed it, go out and grab it. The links will be down below. And I love the fact that I have women such as yourself that have such a story to share that can impact one person, which is the masses in my life, in my world. So thank you so much for jumping on board. And you're the founder of Recharge. So I want you to talk about that in just a second. But my question to you is, why did you decide to write another chapter? And kudos to you, because from what I see, you have changed your life implicitly.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you for having me first and foremost. So, why I became or why I wanted to write in this book. First and foremost, I was an author in volume one. So to me, it was just an absolute and necessary thing that I had to write in volume two. Because volume one really spoke about my journey from kind of employment into starting, exploring business ownership, building my own. And volume two, it was just expanding on the journey, what this has led for me and my life and how it's changed.
So how has it changed? Because I saw that you were doing the, I'm not going to say 9 to 5 grind, because it's not, because what you do and what you did, and after how many, was it 21 years? Is it 21 years you
I
left?
was in healthcare for 20 and yes,
20
a
years.
CRNA for the last 10.
Yeah. So quite a long time, and you weren't just 9 to 5, because your role is on call. So, and that's
Yes.
taxing.
Yes. So I did kind of shift out of the on-call role. That was another thing that this has allowed me to do is, I was a full-time working mom and I was able to cut back. I created my own LLC 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, where I was able to step out on my own, but I was still doing contract anesthesia work where I was for the last year and a half working 3 days a week with that contract. And so it was, probably 7 to 3, 7 to 4 on those 3 days. But ultimately, they were long days. I was away from my family, and I came home exhausted still.
Yeah.
And I was still busy building my business alongside of my career.
So you
And
wrote, yeah,
yeah,
continue.
I was just gonna say that building this alongside of my career for 2 years, I kept holding on to anesthesia as my crutch, even as my success continued. And I decided, December 31st was my last working day with a contract. And, I've really gone all in with my business and myself this year since then.
How did you feel? I'll quote you, because that you just said something just sparked in my head. I wanted more, but I didn't quite trust myself enough to let go and go all in, because you talked about comfort. And with so many women running a business, having a PAYE 9 to 5 and that comfort zone, what that you can share with others that they resonate with you and go, you know what? If she can do it, I can do it too. What what was that aha moment?
I just knew after this contract was over, I either had to make a decision to, continue working, find, a facility that wanted my services, which wouldn't be a problem because there's actually a really good shortage for anesthesia providers right now. I could work every single day if I wanted to, but I didn't want to. In my heart, I knew that, I've been building this for 2 years. I've been successful. Why do I need a new contract? I don't. I'm just gonna go all in and throw my heart and soul into it.
I am. So what advice would you give to a woman that wants to start up a business just like you did?
Oh, let me tell you. Um, you gotta just say yes and you gotta get started. That's what I would say. You're never gonna feel ready. Timing is never perfect. Honestly, you just gotta start. Because the thing is, if you wait to feel ready or if you wait for, the perfect time or, I'm gonna wait for this to be over. I'm gonna wait for this to be done. You're never gonna start.
No.
Never. You will never create the life that you desire.
Yeah. And haven't I bet there've been, because with me, there'd be times where I'm like, damn, I should have started this earlier. I wish
Yes.
I did this earlier.
Yes.
I wish I did this earlier.
Yep. Yep. 100%. There's so many times that I actually started my home based business entrepreneurial journey 2.5 years ago. And there is parts of me over these last 2.5 years that wished I would have started 10 years prior.
Yeah. But we can't take back the time. See, that's the thing. So, question for you. There's women out there that badger themselves going, damn it, I should have done it. What advice would you give to a woman that is out there building their business, building their brand alongside a traditional based business? What advice would you give them if they're kicking themselves?
You know, you can always say yes to yourself. You just got to make that decision, do it. Whether it's today, whether it's tomorrow, whether it's in a week from now. If you're kicking yourself for not doing it 2 weeks ago, then do it now.
So, your business, which I love that you're all about cellular and amazing water, and your business is called Recharge. You're the founder of Recharge, and I know you're about to go into bricks and mortar health and wellness, which is really exciting. So share with me a little bit about that. That's what I want to know.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
what's this stuff that you're doing? Good water. What is good water?
What is good water? Well, good
Yes.
water, first and foremost, the first step to good, healthy water is filtration. You
Mhm.
have to filter your water. There are so many contaminants, and especially US tap water, that the water that we're drinking, a lot of people don't think of it as being a factor affecting your health, but a lot of it is because there's
Mhm.
so many contaminants in our water, and our bodies are made up of 70 to 80% water. So everything that you're putting into your body, water is a conduit. It's very, very important to have good water. So first and foremost, filtration. If you want to take it another step to be the best water you could be drinking is hydrogen rich ionized water. And the reason for that is it changes the shape of the water. So if, for example, normal tap water, bottled water really only hydrates you about 20%. So even if you're drinking 8 glasses of water in a day, you're still dehydrated.
Wow.
Hydrogen rich ionized water actually hydrates you so much better. About 80% of that is absorbed into your cells.
So what are the benefits from it? So what are the benefits? Would I sleep better? Brain fog? Is it good for animals?
Oh gosh, yes, all of the above. And I could stay here for hours listing you all the benefits, but I'll go through a few of them. So just like you said, you're going to sleep better. It's going to hydrate you more. It's going to detox you. It's going to get into your cells, hydrate you, but then also flush out all the toxins. It helps with, I can't state any medical claims. However, when you hydrate yourself on a cellular level and you treat your body at the foundational level, which is at the cellular level, so many things can change. There's a lot of the chronic conditions that people have and chronic pain that people have are due to chronic acidity and inflammation.
Yeah.
And this water helps because it's going to counteract the acidity that we are exposed to every single day in our body. The air that we breathe is acidic. So this water counteracts the and turns our body back into a slightly alkaline environment. Along with it's a huge anti-inflammatory.
Yeah, you just said the key word, inflammation. That seems
Yes.
to be a word that has been thrown around like there's no tomorrow because it's true. Maybe
Yeah.
is it because, maybe no, I just answered my own question. Is it because we're an aging population or is it because of neglect or a little bit of both?
Probably a little bit of both. Because actually, when you're born, your body is actually slightly alkaline. And as you age, as we, again, eat things we shouldn't, drink things we shouldn't, and then just even the air that we breathe, I mentioned, that's actually slightly acidic, but we need to obviously breathe air. But we need to also learn to counteract those things and maybe take better care of ourselves. And we need to pay attention to the things that we put in our body. And so if we're not paying attention, we're drinking super acidic drinks, we're eating super acidic foods, and we're doing nothing to counteract that. And that acidity will then turn into a lot of inflammation in your body.
Yeah. So what would be an acidic food?
An
Is that
acidic food,
yeah. Tomatoes?
surprisingly, well, yes, tomatoes are. Surprisingly, meats are.
Really?
Yes, yes. And I actually didn't know that initially either. There's actually a lot of things that are acidic that you wouldn't even think they were. So a lot of fruits and vegetables, they're gonna have like the antioxidants obviously that you need to kind of
Mhm.
help counteract the oxidation and everything like that. I will, I could probably continue this for hours.
I
I'm
know.
lost
I just
track
think
of
it's
what's going on right now.
I think it's fascinating. And this is information that as an expert, because you are in this particular field, I think the world needs to know. And if you can share what you know about, you know, good water, as opposed to the smart water, which we're seeing pop up everywhere. And I'm just going to say it outright. When I was in the US last year and the year before, and from year to year, I'm finding that all these bottles are coming up. They're all smart water this, smart water that. And I'm like, how can it be smart? And I looked at the back. I'm like, it's exactly as the water. It's exactly the ingredients are the same as the water that's $2 versus 4.
That is something I would love to speak on, is it's all a marketing scheme. It
It
is
is
all a
a
marketing
it's
scheme, because
marketing.
the other thing that's super interesting that a lot of people don't realize, they might be spending $5 on this bottle of Smart Water because they think it's healthier, but there is nothing healthy about water that's being bottled with chemicals,
Yeah.
that's
But they do
being
yeah.
lyophilized with chemicals. And so
Yes.
that's super important for people to realize.
I'm so glad you're saying that because a lot of people don't know that. And then the bottle says that it's biodegradable and it doesn't have all the nasty is it CFC, whatever it is? See it, whatever it is free, plastic free. But the inside's crap.
But even still, even the amount of microplastics that are being absorbed into that water, it doesn't matter if it's, BPA free and, all that, but it's still exposed to that plastic.
Yes, BPA
And
free. BPA, that's what I was thinking. BPA,
yes,
yes.
that. And the thing is, like, we are exposed to microplastics so much every single
Yeah.
day. Our foods might be packaged with plastics. If you're drinking bottled water, I don't know how much you're drinking, but obviously, like, there's so many microplastics that are being exposed, and you're consuming. And what do you think that's doing into our bodies?
Totally, totally agree. So I'm going to ask you this question. With your business, Recharge, where did it come from? What is it all about?
Yeah, absolutely. So, my online brand, I really wanted to kind of incorporate everything that I stand for. So not only do I talk about clean, healthy, hydrogen-rich ionized water, but I'm also an advocate for clean, healthy supplements as well. And so in order to incorporate everything that I stand for and everything that I represent and everything that I help educate people on, I wanted to kind of put it as an umbrella. So that's kind of where the Recharge brand came from.
Love it.
However, I will also let you know that there is it's not necessarily a franchise, there is a Recharge wellness studio that is out and about in the United States. And when I found that, when I learned about them, I actually reached out to them and I wanted to learn more about their studio and what they do and what it would take to start one up in my own community. And when I learned more about, what they stand for and what they do and, what they bring to the community, I said yes right away. I said, "How do I get started? How can I do this in my local community?" And so, doing a market analysis, and we've gone from there. I actually have a physical place that I will be hopefully
That
signing
is
the
so exciting.
Yes, yes, I will be hopefully signing the lease. It's probably gonna be next week because tomorrow's already Friday. But once we sign the lease, we can start the construction process, and I might opening, hoping to open my grand opening date is shooting to be August.
Can you see by saying yes to yourself, the title of my book, um, how your life has changed in literally 6 months? Because it's
Yes,
been 6 months since we've spoken. And I'm like, it has done a 360 and you've just gone
complete
gun ho.
reasons.
Absolutely. So I'm going to ask you this question, which I've asked you before, but I'm going to change it a little bit. If you were to look at yourself 3 years ago, what would you say to her? Not 20 years ago, the 3-year-old version of yourself.
What would I say to her 3 years ago? I would say that that's a good one. You'll never imagine what you're gonna do in 3 years from now.
Yeah. And just do it anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. You're never
Absolutely.
gonna imagine because you're gonna say yes to something and it's gonna completely change your life.
Yeah. We are so scared. We're so scared. And starting a new venture like you are now, a physical bricks and mortar business, it's scary. However, you won't know until you won't know. So I am so thankful that I am following your journey. So for any of those out there that want to get help in a cellular level and have better wellness, I'm just going to say it out there, good water, because
Yes.
it's good water. It is good water because we're 80% of it, and most of us don't drink. Oh, we drink alcohol. So we're an Aussie. I'm an Aussie. All right. Maybe we should put alcohol, good water in alcohol. I wonder how that's going to work. I don't know. It's probably going to be.
Funny story is our good water helps people so that they don't have hangovers very much, as much as before.
Wow.
Yes, because it
There
actually
you go.
hydrates them. It actually
Wow.
hydrates them, so they really don't get hangovers.
No. Wow. Okay. There you go. So you need to speak to Amanda. I'm going to have her links down below. Thank you so much, Amanda. You have been a light of information. And we need more women out there like you that have been burning the candle 24/7 because your industry was that 24/7. You decided, you know what, I'm just going to do it anyway. And you have. So you're a testament to other women out there that are scared to go out and do their own thing. Just do it anyway.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Not a problem. Bye for now.
Bye.